For the Conejo Oaks, it'll be TJ Foreman leading off. He'll be in right field. Brendan Bobo, the designated hitter. Grant Smith, the shortstop. Robert Capozzi, the first baseman. And the teams are getting ready for the national anthem here. Lauren Frank will be the third baseman, batting fifth. Batting sixth will be Andrew Sharp, the left fielder. Reagan Burford, the second baseman, batting seventh. Caden Suji batting eighth. He's the catcher. And Hunter Call is the center fielder. Donovan Waitman pitching for the Oaks. All right, the national anthem has been played, and I think there were some technical difficulties just moments ago. It's very hot out here, and it looks like my mic was blown out, so I had to restart the system. Anyway, the Crawdads starting lineup is Jordan Thompson in left field, Sam Hunt batting second in center field, Diego Muniz, the third baseman, he'll be batting third. Hayden Schott, the designated hitter, will be in the fourth position. Curran Ozawa Burns in right field. He's played almost exclusively in right field this season, I believe. He'll be batting fifth. Chase Dabbs, the new first baseman for today's game. Tommy Scavone had the start yesterday. He'll be batting sixth. Anthony Pamilia batting in the seventh spot. He'll be at second base. Zach Griffin, the catcher, batting eighth. And batting ninth, the shortstop, Sammy Esparza. On the mound today for the Crawdads will be Aaron Brooks, the right-hander from Oklahoma. Has three pitches in his pitch arsenal: fastball, curveball, a changeup. Defensive alignment for the Oaks: Suji behind home plate, Robert Capozzi at first base, Burford at second, Lauren Frank at third, Grant Smith at shortstop, Andrew Sharp in left field, Hunter Call in center, and TJ Foreman in right. Now the Oaks are 2-0. They had a game against Ventura College 2 days ago, and yesterday beat the Crawdads 9-5. 2-0 overall record. They still haven't played any games against other CCL teams in the Southern Division. Crawdads come into this matchup 6-6 on a 4-game losing streak, looking to snap said losing streak. About 82 degrees today here in Thousand Oaks. And the first pitch is coming your way from the starter, Donovan Waitman. Right-hander versus righty batsman to start this contest off. First pitch to Thompson is low and away. The first pitch is almost right on time at 1:03. Yesterday's game was scheduled for 4. First pitch was at 4:08, so only about 3 minutes off today. Here's the 1-0. This pitch misses outside as well. So Thompson ahead, 2-0. Thompson didn't play last night. He's batting .206 on the season in 34 plate appearances. 2-0 pitch is a fastball. That one's good for a strike. So the first strike from Waitman is a fastball right around the knees to the Crawdad left fielder, Jordan Thompson. Thompson does have a double, though. 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Thompson got fooled with the off-speed stuff there from Waitman. Was a bit out in front, and the count 2-2. Well, even though Thompson does just have the 206 average coming into today, he's been hit by a pitch 4 times. He pops this up very high on the infield, and it will be caught by Grant Smith. So 2-2 pitch is popped way up high, and that is the first out here this afternoon. So 1 away, and here is Sam Hunt. Sam Hunt was 0 for 2 last night. He did reach base on a couple of errors, though. Batting .333. Has 2 extra base hits, 1 double, 1 triple. First pitch to Hunt, misses for ball 1. Hunt comes in with 4 RBIs, 9 hits total. A lot of speed out there in the outfield today. 1-0 pitch, check swing by Hunt. Pulls it back very early on count 2-0. Wind blowing out to pretty much the same direction it was blowing out to yesterday. Kind of gusting towards right field. 2-0 pitch from Waitman. That's a strike. And Waitman able to inch closer to even on Sam Hunt. So Hunt's in center, Thompson's in left. Both of them major steal threats if they get on the base paths. And a 2-1 to Hunt is a fastball in the inner half for strike 2. Back-to-back strikes thrown here by Donovan Waitman with 1 away in the top of the first. Crawdads would like to get out to a fast start today. This pitch swung on and missed, and Hunt strikes out for the second out here in the top of the first inning. Some good breaking stuff being shown here by Donovan Waitman. Just keeping it low in the zone, not hanging it. And Hunt is retired. That'll bring on Diego Muniz, playing third base tonight, or this afternoon rather. Been very consistent for the Crawdads. Batting .455. First pitch to Muniz. It's a fastball that misses high. Muniz lays off. Muniz did not play last night. So Muniz has that .455 average. 1-0 pitch. This is a strike on the inner half of the plate. So usually when you have a batting average that good, it means you're not swinging at a lot of bad pitches, and as a result, Muniz has only K'd twice this entire summer. This pitch, Muniz gets a hold of it, but weakly hit out into center field, and Hunter Call has a play on it, and will make the catch for the third out in the top of the first. Crawdads go down 1-2-3 to Donovan Waitman, and they fail to score to open up the ball game. Still 0-0, bottom of the first coming up in just a few moments. You are watching Crawdads Baseball on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. Welcome back to Walnut Creek Crawdad Baseball, bottom of the first. Just around the corner here in Thousand Oaks. Beautiful afternoon in the valley here, about 40 miles away from downtown Los Angeles. Crawdads have been all over the southern part of the state. Been to Irvine, been to Pasadena. now in Thousand Oaks and started this road trip in San Luis Obispo. But they have not played at home for over a week now, as this is the 7th straight game on the road. Aaron Brooks, the starter today for the Crawdads. And he'll be tasked with facing TJ Foreman, the leadoff hitter, in right field today for the Conejo Oaks. He led off the game yesterday for the Oaks. It'll be Foreman, Bobo, and Grant Smith, the 1, 2, and 3 hitters. Foreman did have an infield single yesterday, so he was able to show off the wheels. But the Oaks still a very unknown team early this summer. This is only their 3rd game, whereas this is game number 13 for the Crawdads. First pitch from Brooks is a good fastball for strike 1. Brooks, a senior over at the University of Oklahoma. A Boomer Sooner to Aaron Brooks. 0-1 pitch from Brooks is hit over to first base, but foul. And Brooks ahead, 0-2. Defensively, the infield for the Crawdads, it's Chase Dabbs over at first base. Second baseman is Anthony Pamilia. Diego Muniz at third. Sammy Esparza at his usual shortstop position. And then the outfield from left to right, it's Thompson, Hunt, and then Kern Ozawa Burns. Zach Griffin behind the plate. 0-2 pitch from Brooks. Bounces in the dirt. And it'll be 1-2. Brooks has appeared in 2 games coming into this matchup with the Oaks. He's only pitched 3 1/3 innings and has an ERA of 16.2 with 6 strikeouts and 6 walks. This ball hit over to Esparza. Esparza has it, throws over to first in time. A good ground ball pitch there by Brooks. And the leadoff hitter, Foreman, has to go walk back to the dugout. And here comes Brendan Bobo. Bobo's a dangerous hitter. Lefty, Bobo is. He smacked 2 balls clear out of Sparky Anderson Field yesterday. One early in the bottom of the first, and then he had another 2-run home run later, both monster shots. We'll see how Brooks deals with them. First pitch to Bobo. Bobo cannot hold the swing back, and that's strike 1. Now, if you can get Bobo swinging at bad pitches and not give him anything on a tee, belt high, center cut, shouldn't be able to deal with it too well. Second pitch, Bobo shows bunt, and they say he pulled back in time. It'll be 1-1. I don't get that. He did that yesterday, too. Showed bunt. Makes no sense. The guy hits the ball clear over the fence at 320, and he's acting like he's a slap hitter. Third pitch to Bobo misses low. Count 2-1. Brooks steps off the mound. Back on the rubber. Has a sign from Griffin. Bobo's ready. Brooks winds and fires. This pitch fouled straight back into the netting. The count even at 2-2. The dimensions here at Sparky Anderson Field at Cal Lutheran University. 325 down the lines, 375 in the alleys, and 400 to dead center. 2-2 pitch from Brooks is hit foul into the dugout of Walnut Creek. Looks like someone made a play on it over there. I mentioned this yesterday. There's no fencing or netting in front of the dugouts of any kind, so you got to look alive. And they're not sunken dugouts either. So you're level with the playing field. 2-2 once again to Bobo. Bobo hits this on the screws, and that lands in center field. Bobo will continue his hot ways from yesterday afternoon. And his first at-bat, he singles. Here comes Grant Smith. He's playing shortstop this afternoon. After retiring the first batter on a ground ball. First hit of the game is registered by Brendan Bobo. And the Oaks have the first tally on the scoreboard, at least in the hit column. First pitch to Smith. Smith takes this to the opposite field. Ozawa Burns going back on it at the track, makes the catch. But a hard hit ball there by Grant Smith. Weather is warm today. Ball's going to carry pretty well. The wind is blowing. You can see the American flag out in center field, blowing straight towards right. Oh, Brooks gets the second out there, loud fly ball out. And here's Robert Capozzi, who either loves California or is from here as he walks up to Tupac, California Love. First pitch from Brooks to Capozzi, the lefty, is a fastball that misses in the dirt. Bobo stays. Good job scrambling by Zach Griffin. It's been tough this season for these catchers behind the plate. All the pitchers working on different things, trying to get all their pitches tuned up. And the catchers have had to do a lot of blocking. Count 1-0 to Capozzi. Bobo goes. Griffin throws over to second. Tag is in time. What a tag and a great throw by Griffin. Not sure how Sammy was able to apply that tag, moving to his left and then diving back right behind his back to make the tag. Great play all around, and that is the third out. So Bobo, after getting the first hit, is caught stealing, and Bobo made a no-no. So after one, it's 0-0. Crawdads up to bat. Coming up next, top of the second, about to get started. You are watching Crawdads Baseball on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Welcome back. Second inning of the game. Going to be started by Hayden Schott. Schott facing Waitman in Waitman's second inning of work here. We'll see how long both starters go today. First pitch to Schott is a fastball that misses low in the dirt for ball one. Schott's batting .237. He's playing DH today. Has 7 RBIs. He has been able to knock in some runs when he's had the opportunity. Schott swings at this pitch, fouls it back into the netting. Count 1-1. Hayden against Waitman. Schott's had 38 at-bats, played in 9 games of the 12 this year. This pitch misses high, ball 2. Count 2-1 to Schott. Does have a double and a triple, but he has struck out 13 times. Count 2-1. Here's the pitch. Misses high, and Schott's ahead. 3 balls to 1 strike on the Oaks starter, Donovan Waitman. The green light is definitely on here for Hayden. Let's see what he does. Curveball misses high and outside, and Schott draws a leadoff walk. A good AB there for the Crawdads designated hitter. And that brings up Curran Ozawa Burns, who once again is in right field. Don't think we've seen him anywhere else for the Crawdads, and he's played a very good, competent right field. He's been able to track some balls really well. See what he does in his first at-bat. Swung on, popped up, way up, and Burford will call for it at second base, and he makes the catch. A one pitch to Curran. He goes after it, and he pops up just over the second baseman, Burford. Burford barely had to move for it. And that brings up Chase Dabbs, who's at first base tonight, or this afternoon. Wish it was night. It's really hot out here today, and I'm in the sun. First pitch to Dabbs is a fastball that misses outside for ball one. We've seen a different rotation of first baseman over the past 4 or 5 days. Seen Scavone. Second pitch to Dabbs, another ball. Dabbs ahead 2-0. We've seen Tejero. We've seen Schott over at first base plenty of times this season. We've even seen Griffin at first base, so we've seen quite the rotation. 2-0 pitch, swung on and missed by Dabbs. That ball was a little high, maybe right around the letters. Dabbs went after it, could not catch up. Count 2-1 to Chase. Dabbs swings and misses again, and the count even at 2-2 with a runner on first. One away, still no score in the top of the second. 2-2 pitch to Dabbs. Dabbs swings but lines it straight to the shortstop, and they're able to get the double play as Grant Smith threw it over to first, and Schott was just a little bit off the bag, could not slide back in time. And that's an inning-ending double play for the Crawdads. So 2 times up for the Dads, and still have not been able to put a run on the board, still don't have any hits. They have had a base runner in the form of Hayden Schott, who walked, but that was erased with the double play just seconds ago. Bottom of the second inning coming up. Both teams still looking for their first run of the ball game. You are watching Crawdads Baseball on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Robert Capozzi steps in. Did not get to record an at-bat last inning in the bottom of the first as he was in the box. But Bobo was caught stealing. First pitch to Capozzi is a fastball that misses. Must have been a bit low. Brooks winds and delivers. Capozzi, big swing and a miss. Capozzi kind of has that uppercut swing. Inverts the barrel of the bat, trying to get under it. Launch the ball. The count 1-1 to Capozzi. Capozzi check swings, cannot hold the barrel back, and he's down 1-2. So we've seen Bobo get caught in between, and now we've seen Capozzi get caught up by that nice breaking ball that Brooks has. He has a fastball, a curveball, and a changeup. See what he goes with here. Another curveball, this one in the dirt. Count 2-2. Capozzi plays over at Marist College. He's a sophomore. And he looks tall, but boy, he really is. He's 6'8". Here's the pitch from Brooks. Capozzi chops this over to first. That will be a foul ball. Count still even at 2-2. So he can definitely get a lot of leverage into that swing with those long levers that he has. And my guess is anything he hits out to right field is probably gone with that length. But Brooks is not scared of him. Shakes his catcher off and now fires. 2-2 pitch is a curveball, and that got Capozzi looking. Completely fooled there. Could not pull the trigger. That's a strikeout for the pitcher, Aaron Brooks. And here's Lauren Frank. He's at third base today. Frank was at third base yesterday as well for the Oaks. Had a pair of strikeouts and a hit. First pitch to Frank, the righty, big one-handed swing and a miss. It looks like Brooks has all three of his pitches working. We've seen a very good curveball from him so far. Here's the 0-1, another curveball. This one misses, low and away. But he hasn't hung one yet, and that's a great sign. So if he can keep the curveball low and keep the fastball where it needs to be. This one a fastball on the outside. That misses. Count 2-1. And we'll see what the comeback pitch is here. Brooks working fast, and a fastball that is lined into left field. And that's the Oaks' second hit of the day. So fastball just maybe a little too much out over the plate. And Frank able to get the wood to it. He's on first, and here comes Andrew Sharp. Still one out, bottom of the second inning. Oaks have a runner on first in the form of Frank. So lefty, righty, and now another lefty for Brooks to deal with. First pitch to Sharp. It's a fastball that he could not hold off on. That's strike one. The Oaks hitters, maybe after putting up 9 runs yesterday, are coming out feeling pretty good about themselves, and the plate discipline hasn't been all that great. Still early. 0-1 pitch from Brooks is a curveball on the outer half, and that's a great pitch there as he's ahead 0-2. If he can throw that curveball for strikes, it's going to be very hard for these Oaks hitters to make consistent contact, and it makes you a lot more unpredictable on the mound. Brooks shakes his head, likes this sign, and time is called by Sharp. So Brooks is ready, and here is the pitch. Another curveball. This one misses just barely. I count 1-2 to Andrew Sharp. Diego Muniz playing pretty close in. See a lot of third basemen playing out towards the back of the infield dirt. He's about level with the bag. 1-2 pitch from Brooks is a curveball. Just ticked away there by Sharp. Count holds at 1-2. So Muniz maybe anticipating some weak contact out his way. So if it does go there with one away, he'll be able to charge it. Maybe whip the ball over to second quickly, try to turn a double play. 1-2 pitch is a fastball that is hit very high over Looks like the infield, and yes it is, and lost in the sun. The ball gets down. That's an error on Anthony Pamilia at second base. He was looking at it the whole time and then just lost it at the last second. It's not the easiest ballpark to track the ball in. I mean, the sun is right up there right now. But you expect those kind of plays to be made. And here's Reagan Burford, freshman from Ole Miss. He'll be a freshman in the fall. And that out was given away by the Crawdads. And it looks like there's a conversation going out here on the out in the infield. Not sure what the pause and play is for. Umpire maybe having some words with Pamilia as well as Sammy Esparza, and it looks like the runner who was making his way into second may be injured. That's not a good sign. You don't want to get injured on a play that's an error. And looks like Lauren Frank might be done for the afternoon as he is walking off the field very slowly, very gingerly. He's got a little hitch in his giddy-up. We'll see who pinch runs for Frank. Brooks will get some more warm-up pitches in here. Probably not too much trouble keeping the arm warm this afternoon. Maybe they called. Oh. So I think I know what happened there, ladies and gentlemen. The ball dropped in the infield. Frank didn't get started soon enough. And for whatever reason, he is out. So there's two away in the inning. I'm going to have to go back and watch that on replay. I apologize. That is 100% on me. Pitch fouled away by Reagan Burford. Andrew Sharp able to reach on an error. But Lauren Frank was out at second. Second pitch, chopped foul over by Muniz. We'll see what Brooks has here. Trying to get out of the inning with two away in the bottom of the second. The only thing I can think of is maybe an infield fly was called, but I don't know about that. I'm going to have to refresh myself on my CCL rule book. It was really interesting. I mean, I thought Lauren Frank, I thought he made it in time. Pitch here from Brooks is a curveball in the inner half. That misses. Two away in the bottom of the second, still 0-0. The runner on first for the Oaks. Pitch here from Brooks is offered at. Only partially as the bat did start moving. But Burford able to stop the barrel very quickly, so it just kind of hung around the shoulder area. Thought about it, though. And Brooks going to look for a strikeout pitch. This ball hit very high. Another pop-up. And it looks like that will land out of play. It definitely appears to me that the Crawdads infielders are having trouble tracking the ball. And in all honesty, I am too. I mean, it is very, very bright out here. And I'm surprised the batters can even track the ball coming out of the pitcher's hand. There's no batter's eye here at Sparky Anderson Field. I was actually talking to one of the Cal Lutheran players yesterday about that, and he said the trees in center field kind of help you pick the ball up, but it's interesting to have a Division III school without a batter's eye. This ball hit out to center field, and it will be caught. So a good read on the ball there for the Crawdads center fielder, Sam Hunt, and that ends the inning. There was an error that inning, the drop ball at second base by Pamilia, but Lauren Frank called out. I'm going to get a little clarification as to what happened there. But after 2, it is still scoreless, and the Crawdads will look to break out in the top of the 3rd inning. You are watching Crawdads baseball on the Crawdads streaming network. Top of the 3rd being led off by Anthony Pamilia. It'll be Pamilia, Griffin, and Esparza. So a little clarification for what happened there. Last half inning. First pitch to Pamilia is hit up the middle, but playable for the second baseman, and Pamilia is out as that ball was hit right at Burford. Able to pick it off the hop, and Pamilia is retired on 1 pitch. But what happened when Lauren Frank was at first base, the ball was hit high in the air. Pamilia had a read on it, dropped it, or actually didn't even put a glove on it, and Frank started advancing to second. No infield fly was indicated, and he got injured running to second, and the ball actually made it to second base before he could get there. First pitch here, check swing, but plane is broken. And Griffin is down 0-1 to Donovan Waitman. So kind of an interesting play there. There is a substitution for Frank. Second pitch to Griffin is in the dirt, count 1-1. One pitch on the way to Griffin. Here it is. And Griffin lets it go by for strike 2, count 1-2. One-two pitch. Griffin swings over the top of it, tries to get out of the box as the strike was dropped, but is tagged very immediately there with some expediency by the catcher, Caden Suji. And here's the shortstop, Sammy Esparza. Griffin out on strikes, then tagged. Here's Sammy Esparza, the 9-hitter, already 2 away. In the top of the 3rd, still 0-0. First pitch to Esparza is a ball high and outside from Waitman. See if Sammy can make some good contact here. Second pitch up near Sammy's head. He leans out of the way. Count 2-0. 2-0 pitch on the way here from Donovan Waitman. Count 3-0 now as this pitch misses inside. And Sammy has a good chance of getting on base via the walk. It's been the only way the Crawdads have reached base this afternoon. This pitch just ticks the black for strike one. Count 3-1 to Sammy Esparza. Hayden Schott reached first back in the second inning via the walk. Pitch low, ball four. So Esparza has a walk, and we'll be back at the top of the lineup with Jordan Thompson, who flew out into shallow left field. I mean, he popped out to the shortstop. Thompson getting ready here to go up against Waitman for the second time. And it looks like we are good to go. First pitch to Thompson is a good fastball for strike one. Waitman pauses, lets Thompson get back in the box. And he has his sign from Suji. Waitman fires this one low in the dirt. Good job by Suji making sure it does not get away from him. As Esparza is very aware over on first base. And he'll look to take a base if he can. 2-0 to Thompson. And Thompson swings and misses. Count 2-1. Fooled there by an off-speed pitch. Was out in front. We've seen Waitman bust out the changeup a few times here early. It's been successful for him. Crawdads still looking for their first hit. In a 0-0 ball game. This pitch, a breaking ball that misses low. Curveball coming in right around 74, 75 miles an hour. If the gun is to be trusted here at Sparky Anderson Field. Count 3-1 to Thompson. Here's the pitch. Thompson takes. Count is full, 3-2, and Esparza will have second base. So good heads-up base running by Sammy Esparza. There was no throw from the catcher, Caden Suji. Now you're just giving bases away there if you don't even pop up out of your stance and fire. 3-2 pitch to Thompson. Thompson hits this on the ground. It gets through on the right side, and Sammy Esparza rolls through third base and will make it home. And the Crawdads are on the board here first. It is 1-0 in the top of the third inning. An RBI single from the bat of Jordan Thompson. So a good piece of hitting there, going just going really into right field on the ground. Evades the first baseman, gets by Burford at second base. Capozzi had no play on it. And it looks like manager David Solis for the Oaks is going to go have a little conversation with his pitcher, Donovan Waitman. And have to assume that Waitman will finish 3 innings today. I mean, that's been the trend here for these teams in the CCL, at least the ones we've seen so far. I mean, occasionally you get a guy going 3, 4, 5 innings, about max, but usually it's right around 3. Everybody's trying to work on things. Everybody's trying to get a little playing time. There is some action in the bullpen here over on the left side. That would be the Oaks bullpen. Still nothing doing in the Crawdad bullpen, which is a good sign for manager Brant Cummings. And here's Sam Hunt. A good 2-out single by Jordan Thompson. Able to go the other way. Wasn't the strongest contact, but he's pretty fast, and Sammy Esparza very fast. Scoring from second base. And got to give a lot of credit to Sammy. He was on first with the walk. took second on a pitch that Suji decided not to immediately hop up and fire over to second base, and Sammy stole it clean. So here's Sam Hunt with a runner on base. Another good sign for the Crawdads is their first opportunity with a runner in scoring position. They cash in instead of leaving him on base, leaving him stranded. So Thompson at first with 2 away, 1-0 Crawdads. First pitch to Hunt. Hunt takes high for ball 1. Good eye by Sammy there. 1-0 pitch, misses high as well. So 2 straight balls here from the pitcher, Donovan Waitman. Waitman is over at Pierce Community College. 2-0 pitch, runner goes. Thompson looks like he should have second, and he's in there safely, head first. He probably didn't even need to slide head first. He probably could have just made it in standing, but obviously you always slide into second. And another stolen base to this inning for the Crawdads. First Esparza, now Thompson, and Sam Hunt has an opportunity with a runner in scoring position. And that is ball 4 to Sam Hunt. That is not good for the Oaks, as there have been 2 walks this half inning. One of the men has come around to score. And now Sam Hunt on first base because of his plate discipline and not making any mistakes with his eyes, tracking the ball very well. Here's Diego Muniz. First pitch to Muniz is high. So a string of balls being thrown here by today's starting pitcher, the righty Donovan Waitman. Muniz waving the bat back and forth. Now it settles in, starts waving again. 1-0 pitch. Muniz connects. This is out to center field, but it will hang up long enough for Hunter Call to make the grab. But the Crawdads able to score. Esparza does come around on a Jordan Thompson 2-out RBI. They have a 1-0 lead here heading into the bottom of the 3rd inning. You are watching Crawdads baseball on the Crawdads streaming network. Caden Suji steps in, right-handed catcher here this afternoon for the Oaks. Did play a little bit last night. It was actually 2 catchers who got some time for David Solis, Suji, and a Rose. First pitch to Suji in there for strike number 1. So Brooks still going strong. Fastball looks good. The curveball has been beautiful. And the Oaks catcher down, no balls, 1 strike. Second pitch is a curveball. That's in there for strike number 2. Well, Brooks has been able to go to the breaking stuff whenever he's needed to, or, well, really whenever he's wanted to. Hasn't been any jams today. 0-2 pitch to Suji is swung on in the dirt. Griffin fields it, throws over to first, and Suji is out on the drop third strike, and the put out 2-3. So here comes the number 9 hitter, the center fielder who made the play to end the top of the third. It's Hunter Call. Hunter Call's first at bat today, first matchup with Aaron Brooks. Call struck out last night. Did have a 2 RBI double. First pitch to Call misses for ball 1. Second pitch from Brooks. Call swings, hits this, and that'll be out of play. There is a good amount of foul territory here at Sparky Anderson Field, but it seems like a lot of these foul balls that have been hit very high have just immediately found themselves outside of the field of play. Pitch here misses low. To Hunter Call. And Brooks hasn't thrown very many balls today. Let's see what he responds with here. Fastball swung on and missed. And Call has 2 strikes on him. Count 2-2. The Crawdads have 1 run off 1 hit. Oaks with 2 hits. 2-2 pitch is a curveball. Just misses. Maybe a little low. That looked pretty good. There's nothing Call can do with that either. And they count 3-2 in the bottom of the third in a game that the Crawdads are leading 1-0. Payoff pitch is a fastball that misses high and inside. Call is walked, so the 9 hitter is able to reach base, and it'll be the Oaks leadoff hitter for today and yesterday's games. TJ Foreman will walk up to the dish for the second time. Foreman grounded out 6-3 to lead off the game. 1 away, a runner on first. Pickoff move, and the tag is not in time, but a really good job getting that throw where it needs to be by Brooks. Chase Dabbs, who's playing first base today, just couldn't get that tag down in time. First pitch to Foreman. Foreman fouls this away into the backstop. He's down, no balls, 1 strike to Aaron Brooks, who so far has only given up 2 hits, has struck out a pair, rather. But has just issued his first walk to Hunter Call. Brooks looks over to first base, and another pickoff attempt. This time not as close as Call able to slide in. And we'll see what Brooks has for the righty, TJ Foreman. Here's the pitch, runner goes. This pitch fouled away. The hit and run was on there. Count 0-2 to TJ Foreman, who's in right field for the Conejo Oaks. I believe this is the last game that the Oaks will play that is not counted as a division game. Their division schedule gets started soon. 0-2 pitch is a curveball that Brooks could not get control of, so misses high. Haven't seen that happen today. That's actually really maybe the first curveball that is missed badly for Brooks. The rest have been low, which is where you want them. Count 1-2. Brooks fires. Runner goes again. This ball fouled back into the netting. Count will stay 1-2. We'll see if Brooks tries a third pickoff attempt here on the runner call over at first. Call has gotten going twice now. And he's moving right when Brooks makes that first move towards home plate with his motion. Brooks has the signal. Time is granted by the home plate umpire to the batter, TJ Foreman. Brooks holds the glove high this time and leg kick. Here's the pitch, and this is fouled into the dirt and back. Count stays at 1-2. A couple of foul balls here from TJ Foreman in a 1-0 game that the Crawdads lead in the bottom of the third with one out and a runner on first. Runner moves again, and this pitch fouled. That's the third time that call has dashed over to second, and he shrugs his shoulders in disappointment as thought he was going to steal second base. Instead, he has to jog back over to first. The count's still 1-2 strikes to TJ Foreman. Brooks looking for the punch-out pitch, and 1-2 pitch is lined straight back at Brooks, and it gets down into center field. A long battle there between Foreman and Brooks. Foreman wins it, and a runner in scoring position for the Conejo Oaks. A call advances to second. Foreman will have the single with one away. And here comes Brendan Bobo, the designated hitter, who did single in the first inning, but was thrown out on a great throw from Griffin and a phenomenal tag by Sammy Esparza at second base. Brooks is going to have to mind his P's and Q's here to Bobo, who went deep twice yesterday. And you know he's thinking about the same thing right now. First pitch, Bobo gets a hold of it, hits it into center, but this is at Sam Hunt, who has it. Runner call tags from second to third, and both runners tag and make it in safely to their respective bases. So call makes it to third base, and Foreman slides in safely to second. 2 away on a well-hit ball by Brendan Bobo. And here's the shortstop, Grant Smith, with 2 outs and 2 runners in scoring position for the Oaks. Smith just looking to put it in play. Any single should score 2 runs for the Oaks, and if that happens, they'll be back on top. Or they'll be on top for the first time today, but obviously yesterday winning by 4 runs. Even with a 1-run lead, it doesn't feel entirely safe for Walnut Creek. First pitch here is called a strike to Grant Smith. So good job coming back after giving up some hard contact there, even though it was an out, to Bobo. Second pitch is a curveball. That misses outside. Ball 1. Count 1-1. Foreman at second, Call at third, 2 away in the bottom of the third inning. And the Crawdads leading 1-0 here at Cal Lutheran University. 1-1 pitch from Brooks is a curveball. This missed high. And the runner's coming home, and he slides in safely and then tumbles over Griffin, who gets in his face about that, didn't appreciate it. So some good heads-up base running there by Hunter Call, who made it to first by walking and was in at second. Then tagged from second to third. And he steals home on the throwback from Griffin to Brooks. So you got to always pay attention, as sometimes these guys at third base, they're kind of hopping, and then they go if they see a lazy throw between the battery mates, this time being Griffin behind home and Brooks on the mound. Another pitch. This ball hit very high. Muniz moving in on it in front of the Oaks dugout, and the ball drops on the tin right above the heads of the Oaks. Count 2-2 with 2 away still. Foreman still at second base. So that hard hit ball by Bobo, the 4th hard hit ball he's had in this 2-game set. It was a productive out, as Call was able to advance third by tagging. 2-2 pitch is a curveball. This is lined over to Muniz. Muniz dives, cannot get it, and the throw to home will be late, and the Oaks are now ahead 2-1 as Foreman comes around to score on the RBI single by Grant Smith. So things were going pretty well for Aaron Brooks, and the last 4 hitters have given him a bit of trouble. Walks Call, gives up the single to Foreman. Hard hit ball by Bobo that allows both runners to tag, and then an RBI single to left by Grant Smith. Here's Robert Capozzi. First pitch to Capozzi, misses outside. Capozzi, the lefty, he struck out. He's 0 for 1 so far in this game. Oaks have put up 2 here in the bottom of the third. Still 2 outs. Pitch from Brooks is hit into left, and that's a single as well. So back-to-back singles for the Oaks. First Smith, and now Capozzi, and looks like one of the Crawdads coaching staff is walking out to the mound to go have a conversation with his starter, Aaron Brooks. Thought Aaron Brooks was pitching pretty well. His first 2 innings were clean. But this 3rd inning, he's faced 5 men. Was able to strike out Suji to start it off. Then walked Hunter. Then a pair of singles. Back-to-back between Smith and Capozzi, and don't forget about the single that he gave up to TJ Foreman. So here's JT Naviak. He's the one who was inserted for Lauren Frank, although he will be playing shortstop. First pitch to Naviak. Naviak shows bunt, but it's foul. So Naviak down 0-1. So Grant Smith is over at third base. And Naviak is at shortstop. In a game that the Oaks now find themselves out in front of 2-1. 2 runners on for Naviac. And the one-strike pitch is a fastball that is chopped over to Esparza. Esparza has it, throws to first, and that's the final out of the 3rd inning. But the Oaks able to put 2 up, and they now are ahead 2-1 here in Thousand Oaks against the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Top of the 4th inning coming up in just moments. Hayden Schott steps into the batter's box to start the 4th inning. There's a new pitcher on the mound for the Conejo Oaks. It is Will Cochliard, the right-handed sophomore from Georgia Tech. First pitch from Cochliard misses high for ball 1. The starter, Donovan Waitman, able to go 3 innings, give up 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned. Walked 3 and struck out 2. Second pitch here to Schott. Schott swings and just misses, putting it right on the sweet spot of the bat. And the count 1-1 to Hayden Schott. Another swing there, fouled into the ground on a pitch low, and the count 1-2 to the Crawdad designated hitter this afternoon. Still does not have an official at-bat as he walked back in the 2nd. Here's the pitch. This one misses very high and outside. Count 2-2 from Cochliard to Schott. Cochliard 6'8", 235. 2-2 pitch. This bounces up to the plate. And the count runs full, 3-2. So we'll see what the plan is here for Will Cochliard against the designated hitter. He throws a fastball, misses high, and that's Hayden Schott's 2nd walk of the game. He is seeing the ball awfully well, isn't he? As he's reached base twice. Still, he'd like to square one up, but this Crawdad team that at the moment trails 2-1 needs base runners. Here's Ozawa Burns. Popped out to the second baseman earlier. Burford First pitch to Burns is a fastball high. So we've seen a couple of balls miss high here from the new pitcher, Cochleard. Cochleard checks back at first briefly and delivers. Ozawa Burns swings, hits this very high. It's still up there. The first baseman, Capozzi, looking at it, and that'll land past the Walnut Creek Crawdad dugout. Count 1-1 to Curran. Curran's hit 3 home runs this season, so if he can put good wood on it, he's got a good chance to leave the yard. Pitch to Curran. He swings and hits this very high. Going back on it is Burford, and instead he'll be called off by the right fielder, Foreman, who makes the catch for the first out in the top of the 4th inning. So here is Chase Dabbs, who hit into an inning-ending double play in the second. There's another time when Hayden Schott was on first base. First pitch to Dabbs. Dabbs swings and fouls this off in the direction of the CLU sign out in the hills past left field. 0-1 pitch here, and a big swing and a miss there from Dabbs. And he is down 0-2 to Cochleard. Cochleard is so tall and his arms are so long that he's releasing the ball very close to the plate. Shot moves on the throw and slides in safely to second base. Throw to the shortstop, Grant Smith, was mishandled by Smith. Throw was late, though, I think. Even if it was caught and fielded well at the bag, Suji did not get a lot on it. And Schott has a stolen base with 1 away. And a 1-2 count here for Dabbs. Cochleard looks back at Schott and delivers. Dabbs gets a hold of this ball. It is out into center, and a diving catch is made by Hunter Call, taking a hit away. That looked like it was going to reach the grass, and Schott was moving, but Hunter Call got a really good read on it. Was able to fully extend into the dive and make a good catch and possibly keep a run from scoring. So Dabbs lines out to center. And here's Anthony Pamilia, who grounded out 4-3 in his first plate appearance this afternoon. First pitch to Pamilia, misses for ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch upcoming. 1-0 misses low, and Pamilia is ahead 2-0. Cochleard really taking a lot of time out there on the mound. And finally the 2-0 delivery misses high. And the count 3 balls, no strikes to Anthony Pamilia. Cochleard, a yellow jacket. The Ramblin' Wreck from Georgia Tech. He's originally from Pacific Palisades, California. Played at Palisades Charter High School. Did the 6'9" righty. He's listed at 6'9" for Georgia Tech. This ball misses inside, and that is a 4-pitch walk to Anthony Pamilia. So Pamilia does not offer on a single pitch he sees from Cochleard. And the Crawdads have 2 runners on, both by way of the free pass. Cochleard listed at 6'9" on the Georgia Tech media guide. He's 6'8" here for the Conejo Oaks. Pitch to Griffin is a fastball. That is down the middle for strike 1 from Cochleard. So after throwing 4 straight balls, he's able to fire in a strike. Cochleard looks back and delivers. This time a curveball that misses outside, just tailed away from the plate at the last moment. Good job by Zach Griffin laying off. Cochlear has a brother, Henry, who played his baseball at Tufts University in 2018. Talks about maybe going to business school. 1-1 pitch is chopped up the middle. A play there from Novayak and makes a jump throw over to first for the 3rd out. Great play there by Novayak over at shortstop. That's the way it's been going for the Crawdads this afternoon, but it still is early. Bottom of the 4th coming up. Oaks lead 2-1. Still very close game, although the Crawdads need to get the bats going. They are getting on base with some good plate discipline, but still just the 1 hit on the scoreboard for them. Once again, Oaks leading by 1. Score is 2-1 here at Sparky Anderson Field in Thousand Oaks, California. You are watching Crawdads Baseball on the Crawdads Streaming Network. The new pitcher here for the Crawdads, Aaron Brooks, able to give 3 quality innings to Walnut Creek. Gives up 2 runs. Both are earned. New pitcher is Walker Zander. So 5 hits in those 3 innings, along with 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. Productive outing for Brooks. And the right-hander Walker Zander from Texas A&M will take over the pitching duties here, and he'll face Andrew Sharp. First pitch to Sharp is fouled high and out of the stadium here, off on the left side. Zander able to fire a strike with his first pitch, even if it is fouled away. Second pitch misses low in the dirt for ball 1. Walker Zander's last start was against the San Luis Obispo Blues on the 16th. That was a 7-2 loss. He got the L. This pitch fouled back. So from 1-1, it is now 1-2 to Sharp. Sharp still with
no hit in today's ball game in his second at bat. This pitch fouled over near the Crawdad dugout, and the count holds at 1-2. So in that game that Xander pitched, he went 3 innings, gave up 4 runs. 2 of them were earned. Gave up 5 hits. Did have a pair of strikeouts, though, so that was positive. 1-2 pitch here is a fastball that just misses outside to the lefty, Sharp. So the count 2-2, and the newly inserted Walker Xander looking for the punch out. Check swing on a pitch in the dirt. Appeal down to first. First base umpire says the bat did not go through the plate. So the count will be 3-2. On deck is Reagan Burford. He's committed to Ole Miss. Pitch here is fouled into the netting behind home plate. Count stays at 3-2. This pitch chopped over to first, but foul. And the count will hold at 3 balls, 2 strikes here. The bottom of the 4th inning. The Oaks nursing a 2-1 lead against the visiting Crawdads. Both teams scored their runs in the 3rd. Payoff pitch here from Walker is hit up the middle on the ground, and that's a base hit for Sharp, his first hit of the contest. So the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 4th inning, able to reach first. And here comes the second baseman, Reagan Burford, from Tennessee, from Germantown. He was the number 5 overall ranked shortstop coming out of high school in the state of Tennessee. He was the 133rd ranked shortstop in the nation. So a good get there by Ole Miss. First pitch to Burford is a ball inside. Burford flew out to left field. In his first at bat, he's looking over to his coaches to get an idea of what he needs to do here. Runner at first, still nobody out. Runner goes, pitches low. Griffin fires to second, and it looks like they may have a man caught in a rundown. They do, and Sharp is hustling into second, and the tag is applied. By Chase Dabbs. So a very good throw from Griffin. It's the second strong throw he's made today over to second base, and it's resulted in an out. The first one was Bobo. So Brendan Bobo, the designated hitter for the Oaks. He was caught stealing, and this time it's Andrew Sharp. Pitch to Burford is fouled away. Count 1-2. With the first out coming by way of some really good team defense there by the Crawdads. Pitch from Walker is jam shot high in the air, and Esparza makes the catch, falling to his left. That was hit right off the hands area of the bat, where you grip it. So just a little bit north of the handle, and Esparza able to put it away. So a runner caught stealing. That was Sharp. Then Burford with a really uneventful at-bat. And here is Caden Suji, who struck out on a Good pitch from the starter, Aaron Brooks. It was a curveball in the dirt. First pitch here to Suji from Xander. Misses high for ball one. That ball was dropped, however, by Griffin, so the putout was 2-3. Second pitch. This ball is low. So Suji ahead. 2 balls, no strikes with 2 outs. The bottom of the 4th inning. Oaks still lead 2-1. 2-0 pitch is swung on in the dirt for the first strike on Caden Suji. Caden Suji getting geared up for his first season of college baseball. He's committed to Austin, PA. So the summer league is definitely a good thing for him. And we're going to take some time here for the umpires. And we'll be right back in a couple of moments in a ball game that the Oaks still lead 2-1, but there are 2 away, and Caden Suji at the plate. You are watching Walnut Creek Crawdad Baseball on the Creeks streaming network. All right, looks like everything is okay. Umpires are all right. And Suji steps back in. Pitch to Suji. Check swing, but a good pitch there. Called a strike. Count even at 2-2 with 2 outs. The bottom of the 4th. This pitch, foul tipped. Count holds at 2-2. Walker Xander, he throws a fastball, a regular old curveball, and then a changeup. 3-pitch man out of Texas A&M. Here's the 2-2. This ball hit to right, but foul. And we'll do 2-2 once again. In Xander's first appearance, though, I mean, he lost the last one against the Blues, but did do well against the Mudcats. This is a curveball that misses high around the head of Suji. Count runs full, 3-2. Pitched 3 innings in that game. That was a 7-3 victory for the Crawdads. That was on June 9th. Only gave up 1 run. Struck out 5. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss there by Caden Suji, and a good strikeout. Very strong showing out of the bullpen for Walker Xander. So the Oaks able to get a hit off the bat of Andrew Sharp, but he was caught stealing second, got caught in a rundown after a good throw by Griffin and a tag by Chase Dabbs. And the score remains 2-1. Conejo Oaks lead. Top of the 5th, coming right up. Top of the fifth, it'll be Sammy Esparza, Jordan Thompson, and Sam Hunt. Crawdads trailing by 1. Low-scoring game through 4 complete innings. It's 2-1 Conejo Oaks. Esparza walked in the third. First pitch to Esparza is a fastball that misses high from Cochleard. Esparza still sitting on 16 at-bats. This fastball and around the chest area of Esparza is able to get out of the way. Count 2-0. Crawdad shortstop entered this afternoon batting 125, still there. 3 straight balls from Cochleard. He's had trouble keeping that fastball down. It has been right around the letters consistently to the hitters he has faced. 3-0 pitch is a fastball that is right around the knees for the first strike. Esparza does have 3 RBIs, but he struck out 7 times. This pitch, another strike. Took something off it there, did Cochleard. And from 3-0, Esparza is now in a full count situation against Cochleard. Payoff pitch. Esparza hits this, and it's over the head of Novayak at short. And that'll be a leadoff single for Sammy Esparza. So he was ahead, 3 balls to no strikes, and took 2 straight pitches for strikes. And on the 6th pitch, he sees from Cochleard, just puts a good swing on it and hits it right over the head of the Oaks shortstop, Novayak, and he is on base. Here's Jordan Thompson, who has the lone RBI for the Crawdads this afternoon. First pitch to Thompson is a fastball that misses high. So every ball so far this half inning in the top of the 5th has been a fastball that's missed high. Definitely something Cochleard has to get on top of. Second pitch, Thompson swings, big swing. Just made enough contact to foul it away. Count even at 1-1. Thompson is lauded for his speed here with the Crawdads, and his fielding ability is wonderful. He's got a good eye. He can leg out a lot of infield hits as well. 1-1 pitch. Thompson hits this into left field, and that will land, bounce up against the wall. Esparza will stop at third, and Thompson will have his second hit of the day. This time it's a double. Good piece of hitting by Thompson. And now with no outs and 2 men aboard, it'll be Sam Hunt, the center fielder. Andrew Sharp is playing left field today. He just had no chance to get to that ball. That landed probably about 10 feet short of the wall, bounced, hit into the wall, and just like that, the Crawdads have 2 runners in scoring position. First pitch to Hunt. Hunt takes a ball on the inner half of the plate, and no, it's a strike, so it looked like it was a bit inside. Hunt leaned out of the way. He is on top of the plate, however. So here's the 1-0 pitch. Coming from Cochleard, Cochleard steps off the mound. He wants to go back through the signals here and ponder some things after giving up back-to-back hits. Pitch to Hunt. Hunt, big swing and a miss on a good breaking ball down in the dirt. And Hunt down 0-2 with Esparza at third and Thompson at second. So the 9-hitter gets a knock. The leadoff man for Crawdads in this contest has a single. And now it's up to the number 2 man, Sam Hunt, and time is granted by the home plate umpire. Hunt's 0 for 1 today. He struck out in his first trip to the dish in the first inning. Did walk in the third. He's got a real good fortuitous chance here. If luck is indeed with him, this ball misses in the dirt. If Hunt can cash in, I mean, even something hit softly up the middle should be able to score Esparza. Oaks up 2-1. That could change right on this pitch. That's a curveball that misses. And the count even at 2-2. I mean, pretty much anything on the ground, Esparza will run on. The only thing that he won't is maybe a soft dribbler right in front of the plate. That's about it. 2-2 pitch is fouled away. Good swing by Hunt. Count holds at 2-2. Still nobody out. And Hunt, the third hitter in the top of the fifth, will swing, put some soft contact over to the right side, and Esparza indeed will score on said soft contact. So exactly what we were just talking about here. Any kind of contact, as long as it's not something very weak, just into the dirt in front of home plate that just skirts out onto the grass, would score Sammy Esparza from third, and the game is now tied 2-2. Diego Muniz steps in, right-handed batter, and he'll look to score Thompson. First pitch to Muniz misses high. Muniz flew out in his last at-bat in the third. But a good job so far in this top of the fifth by all three hitters who have hit. And Muniz hits this softly on the ground over to Burford. But another run comes home to score. And the Crawdads have retaken the lead on two weakly hit balls over to the second baseman, Burford. And the score is 3-2, Walnut Creek. Here's Hayden Schott, who's walked twice. First pitch to Schott is a fastball that misses high and outside for ball one. .43 RBI 2 times in a row. And Schott ahead 1-0, and he is ahead now 2-0 after the second pitch misses as well. Nice to see Hayden play designated hitter, get a break from first base. Third pitch to Schott, misses low and inside. And the count 3 balls, no strikes with 2 away, but the Crawdads have regained their lead. It is 3-2 in the top of the fifth. 3-0 pitch to Schott. Schott swings. Elects not to take a pitch. And the count 3-1 after that ball fouled away. Oaks with 6 hits, 2 runs. Crawdads with 3 runs and 3 hits. 3-1 pitch. Schott hits this. Burford is busy out there, has a tough time fielding the ball, kind of had to juggle it between the glove and into the bare hand, and Schott will reach first. That'll be an E4 on the Ole Miss commit, Reagan Burford. Hayden Schott has been to first base all 3 times. He's had trips to the plate. This time, though, on an error. Here's the first pitch to Ozawa Burns. Curran takes high. And yet another high fastball that misses the zone from Cochleard. Cochleard has the sign from his catcher, and Curran hits this very high out into left center field, but it will hang up long enough for Hunter Call to squeeze it for the third out in the top of the fifth inning. But the Crawdads do score 2 runs and regain the lead. They are out in front 3-2 against Conejo Oaks here in Thousand Oaks, California at Sparky Anderson Field on the campus of the California Lutheran University. You are watching Crawdads Baseball on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Bottom of the fifth inning in a game that the Crawdads lead 3-2. There is a new pitcher, so Walker Zander has been lifted, and in his relief comes Gabe Tanner from Danville, California. He's over at Chabot. He's a sophomore at Chabot. First pitch from Tanner is called a strike to the Oaks center fielder, Hunter Call. Second pitch from Gabe. Call hits this just past the third baseman, Muniz, and Call will dig for 2, and he will pass through second base and head on into third, and he makes it in to third base. And it'll be interesting to see how that is scored. The first man that Tanner faces out of the pen reaches third, and here is TJ Foreman, who is 1 for 2 with a single in today's game. Gabe's last appearance was against the Riptide on the 18th, a few days ago. Was only able to get 1 out. Gave up a run. Pitch here is lined foul over into the netting on the right side of the stadium. Walker Xander able to pitch 1 inning, just gives up 1 hit. Doesn't give up any runs, no walks either, and does strike a man out. A good inning for Xander. This pitch, a curveball, misses high. Couldn't pull the string on it. Count 1-1 to Foreman rather. 1-1 pitch to TJ Foreman. Foreman fouls this away. And Tanner ahead, 1-2 with nobody out in the bottom of the 5th inning. And the Oaks inching closer to tying this game up with Hunter Call on third base. Boy, did he hustle to get there. Swing and a miss on a good curveball in the dirt. And Gabe Tanner strikes out TJ Foreman. Foreman now 1 for 3. There's that nice curveball they like there over at Chabot. Chabot College, I think the new recipients of a brand new $14 million facility. I was talking to Gabe about it yesterday after the game. Shanny really likes it over there. And here's Brendan Bobo. First pitch from Tanner to Bobo. Bobo hits it high. And this will drop in between Esparza and the left fielder, Thompson. And a run will score. So the game tied. RBI bloop single for Brendan Bobo. Here's Grant Smith, who's over at third base. Started the game at shortstop. Then there was the injury to Lauren Frank in the second. Pickoff move from Tanner. Nothing doing. 1 out, Bobo at first. Pitch here to Smith is called a strike. Good pitch there from Gabe Tanner. Tanner 6'5". Pretty tall righty. Pitched June 6th as well against the West Coast Kings. That was the Crawdads' first game of the season. It was not a league game. He pitched 3 innings. This pitch fouled straight back into the bar behind the backstop. Good thing there's some netting here. I wouldn't like to give CPR to the fella's tracking velocity. That doesn't look too fun. Another pickoff, and still Bobo just hanging out at first. Count 0-2. To Smith, 0-2 pitch. Smith hits this very high. And who's going to call it, guys? Who's going to have it? It's going to be Sam Hunt, the center fielder, who comes in all the way into very shallow right. And calls off Ozawa Burns, as well as Anthony Familia. And there are 2 outs in a game that is knotted up at 3 apiece in the bottom of the 5th. Here is Robert Capozzi. It's interesting, the pronunciation on that name. It's Capozzi. It's spelled C-O-P-O-Z-Z-I. Thinking back to taking Italian, I think it's supposed to be Capozzi, but not the case. Pickoff move. Bobo still safe at first. Capozzi has singled to left and struck out. Capozzi takes a fastball inside for ball 1 from Tanner. Tanner kind of does a little juggling with the baseball out there in between pitches on the mound. 1-0 pitch is grounded over to Pamilia. Pamilia tosses it to first. And the inning is over. But the Oaks able to tie the game up. Hunter Call was able to hustle into third. And then Brendan Bobo, the designated hitter, registered his 4th RBI of this 2-game set with an RBI single. Oh, 3-3, top of the 6th, coming right up. You are watching Crawdads Baseball on the Crawdads streaming network. Top of the 6th inning. It's a new pitcher. New pitcher for the Oaks. It'll be Brandon Madrigal. He's a sophomore at Columbia, so Columbia Lion. And the first pitch to Dabbs from Madrigal misses outside. Fastball. Ball 1. Game tied 3-3 after the Oaks were able to tie it up in the bottom of the 5th just moments ago. Second pitch misses high. Madrigal 6'2". Played his high school ball at Oaks Christian. 2-0 pitch to Dabbs. Dabbs loading up for a swing there and has to wring the hands out a little bit after fouling that ball away. Hometown of Moore Park, California. So Madrigal here, home for the summer. 2-1 pitch, misses high and away. Ball 3. Good job by Dabbs, taking pitches that are balls and getting himself some leverage. 3-1 pitch to Dabbs. Dabbs, big cut and a miss. Just swung right under that pitch. The count 3-2 to Chase Dabbs. Payoff pitch. Dabbs takes high. Dabbs was not going to offer at that. That was about eye level. And he has himself a leadoff walk. Here's Anthony Pamilia, who's 0 for 1 today, has walked. Over the past 3 games, it really seems like there has been a concerted effort by the Crawdads to take pitches, work counts, not go swinging away at everything you see. First pitch to Pamilia is a breaking ball that misses just high. Madrigal was a 4-year Rawlings preseason All-American in high school. That's a heck of an accomplishment, excuse me. Especially as a freshman. Usually those nominations are for juniors and seniors. Don't see a lot of underclassmen get that unless it's the category of just underclassmen, be it freshman or sophomore. Another ball there to Pamilia. Count 2-0 with nobody out, and the score tied 3-all. Pamilia takes again, this time low. The count 3-0, and Madrigal does not want to come out of the pen for manager David Solis and walk the first 2 men he's tasked with facing. Madrigal has his sign. And swing and a miss there from Pamilia. Maybe a little bit of contact made, but into the glove of the new catcher, Anson Arose. So that's the second straight day. Yesterday's game, we saw Arose start the game at catcher, then Suji come in. This time the reverse. 3-1 pitch. Another swing and a miss there from Pamilia. This time no tip into the glove. And the count is full. Another full count here for a Crawdads batter to start off the top of the sixth against Brandon Madrigal. Madrigal fires and misses high once again. So that's the same spot he missed when he initially faced Chase Dabbs and throws the ball high. This time maybe not as high. The first one to Dabbs was around the helmet, about that high, and this time was maybe around the shirt collar, between the shirt collar and the letters. But it's all the same, as that's back-to-back walks surrendered by Madrigal. Here's Zach Griffin, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out, 6-3. He put some good hard hits on display the past few days. And Madrigal will step off the mound and go back through the signs with his catcher Rose. Rose puts down the message. And Madrigal delivers. Bunt is shown. A throw over to second, but sliding in back safely is Chase Dabbs. And the count 1-0. We'll see if the bunt sign stays on. Brent Cummings using the sign language, the baseball sign language, to convey to Zach Griffin what he needs to do, what the tactics are in this situation. 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position with nobody away. Bunt is on again. Bunt pulled back. And the count 2-0. So they're just really forcing Madrigal into some tight spots here. 2 straight balls. And Madrigal knows if he just lays one in over the middle of the plate, Griffin has the hand dexterity to manipulate the bat and lay a good bunt down. Bunt shown again. And the count 3-0. And we'll see what Griffin has in store here, whether he shows bunt again or if he's taken all the way with 2 runners on in the form of Dabbs at second and Pamilia at first. This pitch, a fastball over the heart of the plate from Madrigal for strike 1. So the count 3-1. And now it's decision time for Brant Cummings. So you want to let Griffin swing? So you want to advance the runners with nobody out. Pitch from Madrigal. Bunt is on. Pitch is low. And that is the 3rd straight walk issued by Brandon Madrigal. So he walks the bases loaded. And I mean really walks them loaded. Every man on base has reached via the base on balls. And that is not a good outing out of the bullpen for the young Columbia right-hander. And there is a meeting on the mound. There is, looks like, 2 pitchers warming up, possibly, over in the Oaks bullpen. Bust out the binoculars. And instead it's 1 pitcher warming up and 2 people fielding just in case. These are open bullpens here at Sparky Anderson Field, so better safe than sorry. You don't want a ball getting away into the field of play, and who knows what could happen. Oh, here's Sammy Esparza, still nobody out. 2 runners in scoring position. Dabbs over at third, Pamelia at second, and Griffin at first. All have rendered walks out of Madrigal. Esparza has reached on balls today. First pitch to Esparza misses high and inside. Also lined a single to left in the 5th. And Jordan Thompson is waiting on deck. A real good chance for the Crawdads to bust this wide open with nobody out and the bases loaded. Second pitch to Esparza is in there for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's no vacancy on the base paths. With the 9-hitter up against the bullpen arm, Madrigal. Madrigal delivers, another fastball misses high. So Cochleard, when he was in, he was missing high, and Madrigal is continuing in line with what Cochleard was doing. It's just the inability to locate the fastball in a spot that is of appropriate height, but not down the middle of the plate. This pitch, big cut on and missed there by Esparza. He just took a huge whack at it. Let go of the bat with one hand. Still had one hand on it, obviously. Though I think that happened to Muniz back at Arroyo Seco, count 2-2, where the bat flipped out of his hands. Esparza hits this, a lazy fly ball into right field, and it is ruled foul. Boy, that was close. There was a big screen here at the field. They'd probably show it. That just hooked foul. So if that gets down in that area down near the right field line, the 320 sign kind of rattles up in the corner. Really tough for who's ever playing right field out there. For the Oaks, it's TJ Foreman. It would have been a tough ball to not only field, but then track down and throw back in. Count stays 2-2 to Esparza. Bases are loaded. And here's the pitch. Esparza takes. Another fastball misses high. Count is full. Everything's full. The bases are full. The count is full. A payoff pitch from Madrigal to Esparza. Can Esparza get some jolt from his bat into the baseball? I know the Crawdads dugout is going to erupt. Andrew Cummings walking over to Jordan Thompson to have a word in the on-deck circle. And here's the payoff pitch to Esparza, and a run is walked home. So the go-ahead run, it is now 4-3, comes home via the base on balls. Good job battling by Esparza. And that's 4 straight Crawdad batters who have reached on pitches that have missed the zone. Now Dabbs comes around to score. Easiest score of his life on the baseball field. And here's Jordan Thompson. Thompson's 2 for 3. He's doubled and singled for an RBI. First pitch to Thompson is a breaking ball. Strike 1. Madrigal has to figure it out there on the bump. The bases are still loaded and nobody is out. Second pitch is barely tipped off the end of the bat into the backstop. By the way, it is June 20th today. So you all know what that means. It's Sunday. I'm just kidding. Happy Father's Day, everybody. Happy Father's Day to my father. And definitely a lot of fathers in attendance here watching The ball players in action. 0-2 pitch on the way to Thompson. Thompson lets it go by, and he goes down looking, shakes his head, looks back at the home plate ump. Not very happy with it. Hate to see that. A guy who's been totally on it today is now 2 for 4, and here's Sam Hunt, who's 0 for 2, does have an RBI on a softly hit ball. He hit over to Burford at second base. He's also been issued a free pass. That, of course, was by the starter Waitman. And the first pitch is swung on and missed by Hunt. It's all about making contact here. There's still just one out. Bases are still loaded. You know, if you hit into a double play, you hit into a double play. But you got to put the ball in play, whether it's on the ground or in the air. If it's in the air, you hope it's deep. If it's on the ground, as long as it's not hit right in front of the plate or over to third, could score a run. This ball misses high and outside. Count even at 1-1. And we saw that earlier in the fifth where Sam Hunt and Diego Muniz both made really poor contact with the ball, but contact nonetheless over to second. And both were able to mark up RBIs. Here's the same exact swing put on the ball, and this gets past the second baseman Burford, and a run scores, and another comes around to score. And it looks like Sam Hunt of another 2 RBIs in his column of the scorebook. That was a tough hop to handle there for the second baseman, Reagan Burford. And it looks like they'll score that a hit, as there's no error indication on the scoreboard. And the Crawdads have now scored 3 runs in the top of the 6th. It is 6-3. Oh, I thought Burford made it over in time, but he had a tough time putting the glove on the ball. And then 2 runs came in for the Crawdads. It was Pamilia and Griffin. And there will be a new pitcher for the Oaks. So not the day that Madrigal wanted to have. Loaded the bases, walked in a runner. Only able to record 1 out. And we'll be right back to tell you who the new pitcher is for the Oaks. Once again, Crawdads leading by 3. It is 6-3 in the top of the 6th inning with 1 out. You are watching Crawdads Baseball on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Welcome back to Crawdads Baseball. Still the top of the 6th. Diego Muniz stepping into the batter's box. Esparza on third. Sam Hunt on first. So runners on the corners with only one out. The new pitcher for the Oaks is Evan Gray. Right-handed junior. He's a Razorback. He goes to Arkansas, 6'4". Another tall pitcher for the Oaks. We'll see what he gives to Muniz with the first pitch he throws. It's a fastball low. Good job by newly inserted catcher Anson Rose. Been in for a few innings now. Good job trapping the ball, making sure it doesn't squirt out into the backstop. Esparza jump all over that. Second pitch is weakly grounded over to shortstop, and Novayak throws Muniz out at first, but Esparza comes home to score. So a productive out for the Crawdads, and they lead 7-3. It hasn't been great contact that has scored a lot of these runs. It's been a lot of really weak infield contact, but there's been runners on, and now there's a discussion going on whether Muniz is out or not. The throw was in time. Brant Cummings came out. They put an out on the board, and the call stands. Muniz is out. There's no instant replay here in the California Collegiate League, which, depending on how you feel about that, that's your prerogative. I'm not a fan of instant replay, but it does help to get the call right. They did get the call right there. Muniz is out, but he will have an RBI, so it'll be a 6-3 RBI play. Sam Hunt at second. First pitch to Hayden Schott is fouled back into the netting for strike one. Shot down 0-1 with two outs. 0-1 pitch misses high from Gray. Gray played his high school ball over at Belleville East High School. He was the number 2 right-hand pitcher ranked in the state of Illinois. This pitch misses outside with a fastball. Gray's thrown some heat. He's getting above 90. And shots ahead, 2-1. Crawdads have definitely seen some strong arms on this road trip. 2-1 pitch. Shot fouls this back. Thought the guy who was really quite impressive was Galatis. He was a bullpen arm for the OC Riptide, and he came in. I mean, control wasn't always there on every pitch, but he was throwing really hard. Some of the Crawdads were talking about it after that game, about how hard Galatis was throwing. 2-2 pitch to Schott. Schott fouls this off the handle of the bat. The count will hold at 2-2. Sam Hunt still at second. Hit a 2 RBI single. And it's 7-3. It's been a big part of that. Muniz with the other RBI. 2-2 pitch. Misses low. Bounces away from a Rose. But he's able to find it and make sure Hunt, who's fairly fleet of foot, does not get over to third base on a pass ball. Count is full, 3 balls, 2 strikes to the Crawdad designated hitter, Hayden Schott. And here's the payoff pitch. Hunt runs, but Schott strikes out to end the top of the 6th. But the Crawdads able to pile on to their lead. They now lead by 4. It is 7-3. So good job with some good plate discipline. 1 run walked in. 2 runs hit in by Sam Hunt, and then the 6-3 RBI by Diego Muniz. And that's how Walnut Creek has moved themselves into a 4-run lead heading in to the bottom of the 6th. You are watching Crawdads Baseball on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Bottom of the 6th inning. Shortstop Novaek will get it started for the Oaks. There's a new pitcher for the Crawdads. And it's Tommy Scavone, who played first base yesterday. First pitch from Scavone misses high for ball 1. Scavone deals, and this pitch just a tad low for ball 2. Scavone did have a 2 RBI double yesterday. This fastball bounced in the dirt up to the plate. Count 3-0 to Novaek. This one is strike to the Oaks shortstop. This is Novaek's second plate appearance this afternoon. Grounded out in the last one. Another good fastball there from Scavone. And the count is full at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Scavone winds, fires, and this fastball maybe just missed a little outside. I'm not sure. That looked pretty good from where I am. So Scavone lets Novaek off the hook. The payoff pitch that misses. And here's Andrew Sharp, who's been caught stealing this afternoon. Got his hand caught in the cookie jar. And he hits a ball on the ground over to Pamelia, and it bounces off the heel of Pamelia's glove, so what could have been a double play instead ends up an E4 and runners at the corners for the Oaks. Boy, you feel out there for a guy like Pamelia or any of the infielders when something like that happens. I mean, not a particularly hard bounce, and just took his eye off of it. And with nobody out in a 7-3 ball game in which the Crawdads lead, the Oaks have runners at first and third. So here's Reagan Burford, the second baseman. First pitch to Burford is a called strike. Good job there by Scavone, able to keep his composure, his wits about him. It's got to be frustrating for a guy on the mound. Make a really good pitch. Batter grounds it over to second base and can't come up with it. Second pitch is fouled back into the padding behind home plate. Count 0-2. Burford does not have a hit today. It's 0 for 2. Popped out to short and flew out to left. And swing and a miss, but a drop third strike. But with the runner on first, it's an automatic out of Burford. Both runners stay put where they are. So a good strikeout pitch there from Scavone. And here comes Anson Arose with one away. And the double play, I mean, there's still an opportunity for it. But the first part has to be done correctly, and that's fielding the ball. So we'll see if Scavone can induce any kind of weak contact, possibly over to Muniz, who's creeping in his third baseman position. First time Arose is at the plate this afternoon, and he thought about swinging, did not, and maybe should have, as that was a fastball over the heart of the plate there. And Arose down to Scavone, 0-1 with one out. Second pitch is a fastball on the inner half, and Arose kind of did a little hop out of the way there. Maybe thought it was going to tail in, have a little cut action on it, possibly, but it was a good pitch. And Scavone is ahead, and time is granted to Arose, who, as Scavone was bending down, getting ready to throw the ball to Zach Griffin. Arose asked for time, got it. The 0-2 pitch is grounded foul. Would have been interesting there if that would have been fair. Muniz would have fielded it, and don't think the runner at third would have gone on that, but Muniz would have definitely have to look at him and make sure he wasn't going anywhere. 0-2 pitch once again. This ball grounded in between Muniz and Esparza. That ball had eyes. That's an RBI single for Anson Arose in his first at-bat this afternoon. The Oaks get one back. It's now 7-4. Crawdads still lead. And it'll be Hunter Call who's up to bat. One runner is in scoring position, another at first. Rose at first, and Andrew Sharp over at second. Regan Burford was struck out by Tommy Scavone. So here is Hunter Call, who had a triple in the fifth. First pitch to Call is a called strike. It's interesting the way that was ruled. The ball was hit into left, and then the throw to the cutoff man was mishandled from Thompson in left field. The cutoff man mishandled it, and that allowed Call to reach third instead of staying at second with a double. So not an error, but a triple for Hunter Call. Second pitch misses low. Count 1-1. So in addition to the triple, he's 1 for 1 today. Was able to draw out a walk in the third. Third pitch to Call is a fastball. A really good one, too, but just missed from Scavone. let's see what Scavone has here. Down 2-1 to the 9-hitter. Call. 2-1 pitch from the Cal State East Bay Pioneer. Misses high. It is 3-1. Scavone, a Tri-Valley local. From, well, Livermore. I mean, is Livermore considered the Tri-Valley? It's right next to Pleasanton and Dublin, so it's in there. Count 3-1 to Call. And Call pops this up very high. Griffin has a gander at it, but it is out of play and lands near the gates of the stadium. Count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and 2 runners aboard. Andrew Sharp over at second, and the catcher, Anson Rose, at first. Runners have their leads. Scavone looks back to second and fires. This ball popped up, and another foul ball that is hit out of play. And Griffin trots out to go speak with Tommy. You tell him, hey, this is the pitch we're going with. Guy on second might be looking at some of the signals, so no matter what I put down, this is what you're going to throw. Don't worry about what I put down, just throw what I told you. So see if that is the case here. As Scavone searching for the strikeout pitch. Payoff pitch to Call is low and away. And Call reaches with his second base on balls of the contest. So there have been 2 walks this inning, a strikeout, a critical error on Pamilia, and what could have been a double play off the bat of Andrew Sharp. And there was Anson Rose's single to left, which resulted in an RBI. Bases are loaded. Crawdads still lead by 3. It is 7-4, but here is TJ Foreman, the Oaks right fielder. And Foreman puts this on the ground. Esparza misses it, and that's got to be an error on the shortstop. It took a hop, and Esparza missed it with the glove, and it went under his glove. And that's another 2 runs for the Oaks. The score is now 7-6 as they charge an error to Esparza. He did not touch the ball, but I'm surprised he didn't get it. I mean, we've seen him make harder plays than that. And here comes Brendan Bobo. With a runner on first and third, still 1 away. Pickoff move from Scavone. Even with all the action on the bases for the Oaks, the Crawdads are still up by a run. Check swing on a good pitch. It's a strike anyway. Count 0-1 to Brendan Bobo. Three runs so far here in the bottom of the 6th inning for the Oaks. 0-1 pitch, misses low in the dirt. Good job by Griffin to keep it in front of him. Count 1-1 to Brendan Bobo, who was a real difference maker yesterday. I said it on the broadcast. He's probably the player of the game for either team. I mean, anytime you hit 2 home runs, drive in 3, doing something. 1-1 pitch to Bobo. Big swing and a miss. Good challenge fastball there from Tommy Scavone. Let's see what Scavone has, whether it's another big fastball high, if he's going to go right after Bobo. If he decides to throw him a breaker here. Scavone deals, runner goes. Big swing and a miss there from Bobo. And a throwing error into the Oaks dugout, but wait a sec. They're going to call that a throwing error into the dugout. Obviously not able to be fielded by Muniz once it's in there, but a run does come home to score off of that error. Luckily, the throw landed inside the dugout and maybe not near the backstop wall that rings from the dugout to the Crawdads dugout over to the Oaks dugout. And the game is now tied after that error. So a good strikeout pitch from Scavone on a high fastball that gets Bobo. And the throw over to second, and they're going to award another run here for the Oaks. So they're going to say because of that throw into the dugout that both runners would have scored. So on a throwing error, third error of the game for the Crawdads, and all three errors coming in this half inning, the Oaks take the lead 8-7. So what can you say about that? Happens, it's summer ball. Stuff is going to happen this summer to all the teams in the league, but you hate to see it. And a fastball up high and tight near the head of Grant Smith, who was able to make it out of the way. Scavone maybe letting out a little frustration there. Obviously, he doesn't want to hit anybody, but it's also telling Smith to back off of the plate a bit. 1-0 pitch from Scavone is a ball outside. So Crawdads have given up 5 runs. Came into the bottom of the 6th, leading 7-3. It is now 8-7 Oaks with 2 away. And another fastball high and inside. And there's some chirping here from the Oaks dugout. Count 3-0 to Grant Smith, and Brant Cummings is going to take a walk out to the mound. And there is some action in the Crawdad bullpen. They have, looks to be a righty going. So there's been 3 errors, all on the infielders. I've had a throwing error. I've had 2 fielding errors. One on Familia, one on Esparza. And the inning has completely gotten away from Walnut Creek. Count 3-0 to Grant Smith. This pitch, a fastball, good one for strike 1 to Smith. A good job by Scavone to get on the board with a strike. Crawdads still only trail by 1. It's 8-7, so this game is still in reach. Fastball is fouled back into the net. But it's just not ideal, and it's not fun to give away leads. Doesn't matter whether you're playing in June or in March or whenever your season is. It's not a good feeling. Payoff pitch here is a fastball, and ring him up as Grant Smith thought it was ball 4, and instead he goes down looking. So good job by Scavone to keep his cool and stay composed on the mound. Crawdads finally able to get out of the inning, but not after 5 runs are surrendered to the Oaks. And Conejo Oaks now leads 8-7, heading in to the top of the 7th inning. You are watching Crawdads Baseball on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Top of the 7th here in Thousand Oaks, I'm allowed to say, on this gorgeous day here. It was about 82 at first pitch, and it's cooled down a bit. Not much of a breeze to speak of on this Father's Day here at Cal Lutheran, and Colonel Ozawa Burns will lead off the top of the 7th. Crawdads trail by 1. It's 8-7 Oaks. First pitch to Ozawa Burns is low for ball 1. It's still Evan Gray on the mound for the Oaks. It'll be Ozawa Burns, then Dabbs, who's in the on-deck circle. This ball fouled away. And after Chase, it'll be Anthony Pamilia. Pitch here to Burns. 1-1 pitch is checked at, but it is a strike as Kern could not contain himself and hold the swing back. Count 1-2 to Crawdad right fielder. 1-2 pitch misses low. Crawdads have walked 9 times today, so that's been very promising. It's been a good thing to see. Really do like this new approach that they've taken at the plate the past 3 games. It's definitely helped on the scoreboard. Pitch swung on and missed as Ozawa Burns got caught chasing a breaking ball low and away. And he is down on strikes. So good pitch there from Evan Gray. And here's Chase Dabbs, who is hit into an inning-ending double play. He's lined out to center, but he did walk in the 6th inning. Top of the 6th, the Crawdads were able to put up 4. First pitch to Dabbs is a fastball that bounces into the catcher, Anson Arose. Other action today around the CCL, the Santa Barbara Foresters are currently leading the Barons 6-1. Strike there from Gray, count 1-1. That game is in the top of the 8th. Also in the top of the 8th at Sinsheimer Park in San Luis Obispo, the Blues are crushing the Mudcats 14-0. 0-1 pitch to Dabbs is fouled into the netting. And later at 6:05, the Prune Packers are going to be visiting Lincoln to square off with the Potters. This one, 8-7. Pitch is hit by Dabbs, very high but playable. And Andrew Sharp has it for the second out in the top of the 7th inning. That ball hit off the end of the bat, and it just died out in left center field. And that brings on Anthony Pamilia, who's 0 for 1 with a pair of walks. This pitch flared out to shallow right by Pamilia, and it gets down, so he'll have a 2-out bloop single into right field. Maybe a little something cooking here for the Crawdads. Here is Zach Griffin after the single by Pamilia. And the Crawdads just need to string a few more together. Able to score some runs yesterday. Able to put up 5 against the Riptide. That was great to see. And able to put up another 5 yesterday against the Oaks. So they've been scoring better. I mean, they have 7 today. 17 runs across 3 games. This one not over yet, obviously. I mean, it's almost 6 runs a game. You're going to win a lot of ball games doing that. First pitch on the way to Griffin. As Gray looks and delivers, Griffin swings and was just a little late on that pitch. It was a low pitch. And if he was on time there, probably would have gap that into the alley and right center between the 400 and 370 signs. And the second pitch to Griffin is a fastball that misses high and in for ball one. So in league play in the conference standings, at least in the Northern Division, the Prune Packers are in front 4-1. Crawdads are a game and a half back at 2-2 overall in the league. Curveball hit high but foul back, and that will land near the concourse. Crawdads were able to beat the Prune Packers, probably one of the signature wins this season against a good Joey Gomes-led Healdsburg team. That was a 2-0 victory. 1-2 on the way to Griffin. Here it is. Griffin lets it go by for strike three. He goes down looking, and that ends the top of the seventh. Crawdads still trail 8-7. You are watching Crawdads Baseball on the Crawdads streaming network. Bottom of the seventh here at Sparky Anderson Field in Thousand Oaks at Cal Lutheran University on the campus of Cal Lutheran. Cal Lutheran, 2017 NCAA Division III baseball national champion. Nice facility. Got the tennis courts here. Got the pool on a hot day, although this one's cooling off a bit. So new pitcher for the Crawdads is Matthew Linsky. Linsky about 6'8", 250. I mean, he's a big guy. Would not want to mess with him. First pitch from Linsky misses low in the dirt for ball one to another tall fellow, and that is Robert Capozzi. Second pitch to Capozzi is a fastball around the knees, but perhaps a bit outside, and that's ball two. It's an interesting matchup here. We got 6'8" pitcher against a 6'8" batter. And this, a fastball that misses high for ball three. Linsky still trying to find the zone here out of the pen. Before the break, I was talking about the Crawdads are a game and a half back of Healdsburg. 3-0 pitch, high fastball, offered at and missed. by Capozzi. Good pitch there by Linsky as Capozzi shakes his head. Probably a little frustrated with himself. It was a little high. He didn't want to swing at it, but he did. 3-1 pitch, another swing and a miss. And Linsky pumping it by Capozzi. And Robert's going to have to speed that bat up if he wants to catch up to this big arm out on the mound for the Crawdads. Solano is 2 games back. 3-2 pitch is fouled away, out of play. They're at 2-3 in conference play, and the Lincoln Potters are 2-4, but still just 2.5 games back in the conference. And that's what matters to get into the playoffs. 3-2 pitch is fastball lined over past the second baseman, Pamilia. That'll be a base hit. And it actually looks like Pamilia has been switched out in favor of Seth Dardar. So the infield still the same, except for the second base spot. And Novayak steps into the batter's box, right-handed batter for the Oaks with a runner on in a game they lead 8-7 with nobody out. Linsky on the mound. First pitch from Linsky to Novayak is a fastball that misses low. Novayak looked like he showed bunt there for just a smidge. Count 1-0. To the Oaks shortstop. Second pitch is bunted hard and foul. Count 1-1. So the thinking here for the manager, David Solis of the Conejo Oaks, is with nobody out and a close game in the bottom of the 7th, and these innings are going pretty fast now. Maybe to maneuver the runner into scoring position. 1-1 pitch. Bunt is shown again. Ball bounces up to Griffin. Griffin able to corral it, and runner has to hold it first. Count moves on to 2-1. And Linsky gets the message from Zach Griffin behind the dish, and the delivery. This ball is bunted onto the ground. Good job covering by Linsky, able to get it over to first base. So the tall Linsky is built like an oak tree. He's able to show that he can move around a bit. Some of his tall pitchers do not like bending, especially at the waist, to pick up a ball. So with one away, there's a runner in scoring position after the bunt play by the Oaks. And here's Andrew Sharp. First pitch to Sharp is a good fastball right by him. Strike one. Linsky working out of the stretch with the runner at second. And fires high. Count even at 1-1. So Pamilia's day is done. Anthony was 1 for 2, had a single to right, and did reach base 3 times. So the single and then 2 walks. It's just that error he had that could have been a double play. It's really the only hiccup for him. This ball down in the dirt, count 2-1 to Andrew Sharp. Sharp reached in the 6th, part of a huge 5-run bottom of the 6th for the Oaks. They nearly batted around. And here's Linsky, looks back and delivers. Fastball on the other half. Man, that's beautiful. That is a thing of beauty right there. Able to locate a fastball. Let's see if he's able to go inside to the lefty, Andrew Sharp. Count 2-2, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And a runner over at second. Pitch here is a fastball, maybe a little high. Looked like it was around the belt. And the count 3-2. To the Oaks outfielder, Andrew Sharp. The pitch, runner thought about going, did not go. And it looks like there's a pinch runner in for Capozzi. Count 3-2. Swing and a miss. Good strikeout pitch there from Matthew Linsky as Sharp is retired swinging. The first strikeout out of the pen for Linsky. And here's Reagan Burford. And I believe the pinch runner over at second is Austin Carrillo, the junior here at Cal Lutheran. Saw Carrillo play in the outfield yesterday for the Oaks. Pitch here misses high to Reagan Burford, who struck out in the 6th and is 0 for 3. So he's sitting on an 0 for, could be 0 for 4. If Linsky keeps making some good pitches. This ball swung on in the dirt, and looks like it was foul tipped, so the runner Carrillo over at second could not advance. And the count even at 1-1 with 2 away. Crawdads trailing by 1. Linsky looking to finish off the clean top of the 7th and get the Crawdads back into the batter's box, only down by 1. Good hook there from Linsky. And that pitch froze Burford, the Ole Miss Rebel. I'm sure he's going to enjoy Oxford. It is beautiful there. One of the most beautiful campuses in the SEC. 1-2 pitch is swung on, hit to center. And Hunt goes back, has it for the 3rd out in the bottom of the 7th. So neither team able to score in the 7th inning. Score holds at 8-7. Oaks in front by 1. Top of the 8th coming right up. You're watching Crawdads Baseball on the Crawdads Streaming Network. So another pitcher on the mound here for the Oaks. It'll be Brent Jacques. It's the 5th pitcher that the Oaks have used. And the pitch runner for Capozzi is now in left field, and the left fielder, Andrew Sharp, is now at first. So Carrillo over in left. And the first pitcher, man, that the new pitcher has to face is Sammy Esparza. First pitch to Esparza is a ball outside. Jacques is a senior at Cal State Los Angeles. Swing and a miss there from Esparza. Count even at 1-1. A lot of substitutions. It's only the 3rd game of the summer for the Oaks. Trying to figure out what works, who can play where. 1-1 pitch. Esparza hits this, but foul. And the count is 1-2. Esparza leading off the top of the 8th. And then it'll be Thompson and Hunt. No changes yet other than the change at second for Pamilia for the Crawdads. And looks like that pitch missed outside. Looked like a good one, but the count 2-2 to Esparza, so good job for him not swinging at it. And the 2-2 on the way to the Crawdad shortstop. Here it is. Esparza hits it very, very high, and looks like Burford will call for it, fighting the sun the same way Pamilia did earlier, and this time it is squeezed for the first out in the top of the 8th. That sun has been giving the infielders and just everybody out there in the field problems all day. Seen it play a few tricks. A lot of guys wearing the eye black this afternoon and a lot of sunglasses. I was wearing sunglasses. Now I'm in the shade, but when the game started, it was right above me. And here is Jordan Thompson. First pitch to Thompson. Thompson swings over the top of it for strike 1. Thompson had a RBI single to right in the 3rd, a double to left in the 5th, but struck out looking in the 6th. Down 0-1, connects here off the end of the bat, and we'll see if that drops. It does in front of the center fielder, Hunter Call. And Thompson reaches first safely. The 1-out single. Thompson now with a 3-for-5 day. And here is the Crawdad center fielder, Sam Hunt. And we'll see if there's anything doing on the base paths for Jordan Thompson. Hunt had a 2 RBI single, did Hunt in his last at bat. First pitch to Hunt is a fastball in the outer half for strike 1. Hunt has 3 RBIs today for Walnut Creek. Grounded out 4-3 in the 5th, but made enough contact to bring a runner home. And then Diego Muniz did the same thing in the next at bat. Consecutive weak hit RBI groundouts. Bunt shown here by Hunt. This ball popped up into the netting. Tried going for maybe a drag bunt there. Seen both teams with the bunt plays on. And the count 0-2 to Sam Hunt with Thompson on first. Selna giving some signals over at third. to the runner, Thompson. And the 0-2 pitch to Hunt misses high and away for ball one. Good eye there by Hunt. Hunt takes a look into the Crawdad dugout. Diego Muniz on deck. And in the hole is the designated hitter, Hayden Schott. A lot of different pitchers today for both teams. 4 so far for the Crawdads. Pitch missed for ball 2, and then Arose decided to fire over to first. Thompson is safe. Four pitchers for the Crawdads, 5 for the Oaks so far. The 5th man is out there. 2-2 pitch, runner goes, swing and a miss, but Thompson will slide in safely to second. Oh, Hunt strikes out, but Thompson able to steal second base. And here comes Diego Muniz. And the Crawdad third baseman with a runner in scoring position. There are 2 outs, but he'll be gunning for the gaps here, trying to bring Thompson home. Brent Jacques, another tall pitcher for the Oaks, 6'5". First pitch to Muniz. Muniz swings at a high fastball. Made a little contact, but tipped into the glove of Arose. Count 0-1 to Muniz, who we've seen DH for the Crawdads. Seen him do a little bit of everything. Been a consistent bat for the Creek so far. 0-1 pitch is taken inside for a strike on a good breaking ball. Took something off it there, did Jacques. And Muniz in an 0-2 hole with 2 outs in the top of the 8th. In a game that the Crawdads trail by 1, Oaks up 8-7. Runner on second. And swing and a miss on a high fastball there. Muniz goes down swinging. And that's kind of been the way it's gone for the past 2 half innings for the Crawdads. Game still 8-7 Oaks. After Muniz strikes out, they leave a man stranded. It was Jordan Thompson. And we'll be right back with the bottom of the 8th here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Linsky still on the mound for the Crawdads here in the bottom of the 8th. And it'll be Anson Arose, Hunter Call, and then TJ Foreman for the Conejo Oaks. So Linsky was able to pitch a clean inning. He's out here again. Bunt shown by the catcher Arose, and it's fouled away. So just to recap how we got here, the Crawdads had an early 1-0 lead in the top of the third. The Oaks then scored 2 in the bottom half of that inning. It was 2-1 for a little while. Then Crawdads jumped back out in front, 3-2 in the fifth. This pitch swung on and missed. Good breaking ball there from Linsky. So it was 3-2, and then the Oaks scored again in the bottom of the fifth. Just won that time to tie it up 3-all. Crawdads scored 4 in the top of the sixth. It was 7-3. 0-2 pitch misses high, and then the Oaks put up 5 in the bottom of the sixth to make it 8-7, and that's where we stand now. So every time the Crawdads have punched, the Oaks have punched back. So they've countered, and they've countered hard. This pitch fouled away. Count still 1-2 to the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the eighth inning. 1-2 pitch from Linsky is a curveball that misses high. Count 2-2. Anson arose. Singled to left with an RBI in that 5-run sixth. Pitch is swung on the ground, and off the hop, Dardar cannot get to it. So, see how that scored. It looked like Seth got a glove on it. Just didn't have a good read on the ball. And that is scored an error. So another error here. Both Crawdad second basemen today have committed errors. There's just something about the sun out there. We've seen Burford battle the sun. That time it looked like, even on a ground ball or on a chopper, that Dardar had a little fight with the sun, and it's an angry sun up there. So there's a runner at first, and it'll be Hunter Call, as there's a conversation between manager Solis and the umpire out on the field. And I'm not sure what this is about, as the man is safe at first, and Call's getting ready to bat. And it looks like the chat is over with. And we'll get back to baseball here. In the bottom of the eighth, Oaks lead 8-7. Oaks have 8 runs on 11 hits, no errors. Crawdads have 7 runs on 7 hits and 3 errors. As Linsky delivers, bunt shown by Call, but a strike anyway. Muniz was charging in from his third base spot in case the ball bounced down the third base line. Runner has his lead at first. And the bunt is still on. This is popped up, but not playable for Zach Griffin. And Matt Linsky is up 0-2 in the count. Hunter Call has a triple and 2 walks. He's done a good job of being effective for the Oaks. He's been able to get on base. But he's in a 0-2 hole here and swings through a big fastball, and that's a strikeout for Linsky. As Hunter Call's perfect day is ruined by the Crawdads reliever. So a great strikeout pitch from Linsky. And here comes TJ Foreman with a runner on first and 1 out, and Linsky will look to do the same thing to Foreman that he just did to Hunter Call. You know these pitchers, they love throwing strikeouts. There's nothing they love more than just pumping a big fastball by a guy, especially when it's high. Lights the hitter's eyes up. First pitch to Foreman misses for ball 1. So yeah, you show them that fastball. It's right in their field of vision. Their eyes get all light up. They get a little giddy. They try to catch up to it. But by then, it's already too late. 1-0 pitch, runner goes, swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. Griffin throws into second, but that throw is not in time. As the catcher, Anson Arose, is able to swipe second base. It was a good effort by Zach Griffin. Just couldn't completely pop out of his stance to fire as strongly as he wanted to. He has gunned down a few runners today. I mean, Andrew Sharp was caught stealing, and Brendan Bobo was caught at second base. So both because of Zach Griffin, who's done an outstanding job behind the plate this afternoon. Here's the pitch from Linsky. That's a strike, and the count 1-2 to the center fielder, Hunter Call. Check that, TJ Foreman, rather, the right fielder. Runner at second in a one-run game. It's 8-7 still here in Thousand Oaks. But Linsky coming in and dealing. Linsky looks back at second and delivers. This ball weakly hit over to Linsky. Linsky looks back at second to hold the runner and then tosses over to first. What a great heady play by Matthew Linsky. Cannot say enough about that. Had the wherewithal to look back at second base, hold the runner, and then put the batter out at first. So 2 outs there. And both outs, a direct result of Linsky's phenomenal play. And here's Brendan Bobo. This will be a fun matchup. We have the hard-throwing right-hander Matthew Linsky against the hard-hitting DH for the Conejo Oaks in Brendan Bobo. So it's going to be hard fastballs against a big swinger here. First pitch to Bobo is a fastball that Bobo gets into, but lines straight to Sam Hunt. A really good inning there by Matthew Linsky. He's able to strike a guy out, hold the runner at second, put a guy out, and then has Bobo, the dangerous hitter for the Oaks, line out to the center fielder, Sam Hunt. Game still 8-7. Crawdads need to get a run here soon. Top of the 9th coming up. Oaks are ahead by 1. You are watching Crawdads Baseball on the Crawdads Streaming Network. It'll still be Brent Jacques on the mound to close things down for the Oaks. That's what he'll be hoping to do. They lead 8-7, so just the one run for the Crawdads to overcome. It'll be Hayden Schott, then Kernozawa Burns, and Chase Dabbs. First pitch to Schott from Jacques. Schott Gets into it, but it's straight at the center fielder, Hunter Call. 1 pitch, 1 out for Jacques. It's a tough out there. It's a well-hit ball. Fortunately, it was right at the center fielder, and here is Curran Ozawa Burns. Crawdads down to their last 2 outs. In a back-and-forth affair here at Sparky Anderson Field in Thousand Oaks. First pitch to Curran. Curran hits this out to left field, and that will not be caught, and Curran will have a stand-up double. Looked like the left fielder had a read on it. That's Carrillo out there in left field, Austin Carrillo, and was able to get the leather to the ball, but not grip it for the out. It's a tough play. He was running back, had to stretch the arm out near the wall, probably worried about running into the wall, and they'll rule that a hit for Ozawa Burns. Here's Chase Dabbs with a runner in scoring position with 1 away, and the Crawdads have a chance to tie this game up. First pitch to Dabbs misses low from Jacques. Count 1-0. Seems like the Crawdads have been in this exact situation so many of these innings the last 3 days. With runners in scoring position, just got to get them to score. This pitch fouled away into the netting. Done a good job today of just making contact in these spots, even if it's not been great contact. It's been contact that has enabled the Crawdads runners at third to score. And the 1-1 on the way from Jacques, and that's grounded over to the shortstop, and Novayak throws to first, and they will say not in time, as that was a really close play at first base, and now the Crawdads have runners at the corners. So a good job getting to the ball by Novayak, but the throw did not have enough juice on it. And the Crawdads with a runner at first, a runner at third, and the bat of Seth Dardar coming up to the plate. With a real chance here. And boy, wouldn't it be great to just see him blast one into the gap or maybe even off the scoreboard. Send the Crawdads home happy after a week in which they've had to be road warriors. Been living out on the road, hotel to hotel. 7 straight games on the road. Here's Dardar for his first at-bat in the place of Pamelia. First pitch to Seth, misses outside. Dardar, a pretty dangerous hitter, batting .370 this summer. Second pitch, misses high and away. Last time he had any RBIs, though, was June 13th, and that loss, the first road game of this road trip. That was the 8-7 loss to Solano. 1-1 pitch. Dardar takes a big swing, fouls it back, and he's down 1-2 with 1 away, and runners on the corners for the Crawdads looking to tie this game up here in the top of the 9th. Last time the Crawdads had a chance in the top of the 9th was against the OC Riptide. It did not go their way. And Dardar hits this ball very high. Here comes the left fielder, Carrillo. And Carrillo will make the catch, obviously very shallow, so both runners have to stay. And the Crawdads are down to their final out. And so Zach Griffin, his day is over, and a pinch hitter, it's going to be Trevor Werner. Good to see Trevor Werner get this opportunity. He's got a big bat. Unfortunately for Werner, in his last 8 plate appearances, he has struck out 6 times. So in 4 at-bats yesterday, he had 3 Ks, and in 4 at-bats against the Riptide, he also went down on strikes for the hat trick. So this is a big moment for Trevor Werner, who is trying to get out of a bit of a funk here. And boy, does he have a chance to do it in a really big way. And with the way Linsky's pitching on the mound for the Crawdads, you'd imagine he'd stay out there to close down the bottom of the 9th if they're able to tie and maybe take the lead off the bat of Trevor Werner. Werner batting .429 this year. First pitch to Werner, the righty. Werner takes a big swing and a miss on a pitch, low and away. Werner has 1 home run. He does have 4 doubles and 9 RBIs this summer. 0-1 pitch to Werner is a fastball on the other half that misses. So good eye by Trevor Werner, and you can hear the Crawdad dugout starting to get into it a little bit. I mean, they've been locked and loaded this whole game, but they really want to see their guy Trevor Werner, who's had a rough past 2 games, have a big moment here. 1-1 pitch to Werner. Werner, big swing and a miss, and he's down 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the Crawdads only have 1 bullet left here. Count 1 and 2 with 2 outs and runners at first and third. Can Werner be the man? Pitch to Werner. Werner swings at it in the dirt, and that will end the game as he is put out 2-3. The Crawdads got real close. 7-8. They lose by a run. Runners at the corners with just 1 out, and then with 2 outs, it was Trevor Werner. And unfortunately, he was not able to cash in on the chance. And the Crawdads finished this 7-game road trip with just the lone victory. So 1-6. The 1 win coming against the San Luis Obispo Blues in the first game away from the Bay Area. And they'll look to get back to it after an off day, a much-needed off day after all this travel. So Monday, tomorrow, they'll be off. And then Tuesday, we'll have a home game at St. Mary's College in Moraga. Be back at the Gisto. That'll be against the Lincoln Potters. Crawdads will look to avenge a loss. They lost a home game to start the season in the opening week of the season. It was the first CCL team they played. It was the first divisional game, and they dropped it to the Potters. So a little bit of a revenge factor heading into that matchup. On Tuesday the 22nd, that'll be at 4:30. Fans are now allowed. I mean, I know some people have been coming out, and, you know, that's fine. Do what you do. And we're always glad to have you, but now it's official. So it's been a long time, but we'll be very happy to welcome you to the campus in Moraga, and hopefully the Crawdads will put on a good show. And then Wednesday, it'll be another home game at 4:30 p.m. That'll be against Healdsburg, who the Crawdads have already beaten. And Thursday, the 24th, at 4:30 as well against the Solano Mudcats. So after this 7-game road trip, the Crawdads get a nice 3-game homestand and an off day tomorrow. Then back on the road for 3 more, and then 1 home game to close out the month of June. Crawdads lose 8-7 here on Father's Day down in Thousand Oaks. Their record overall falls to 6-7. And the Oaks are now at 3-0 to start their summer campaign. And quickly, just to give you the final score, it was 9 hits for the Crawdads. That's how they got their 7 runs. The 3 errors, though, really a backbreaker. And then on the other side for the Oaks, it was 8 runs on 11 hits, no errors, And really, the story of this game was the errors. I thought the pitching was good in spots for the Crawdads, but it just seemed like every time Walnut Creek had a bid to open the game up and really start pouring it on, the next half inning, Conejo Oaks would just come right back and you punch me, I punch you, let's go. And they went all 12 rounds this afternoon, and the Oaks won it by split decision, if you will, squeaking out a one-run victory. So for the last time, I'm Alon to say, coming to you from Thousand Oaks, California, thank you so much for joining us on this Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Walnut Creek Crawdads lose 8-7. This has been baseball on the Crawdads Streaming Network.